Hey, and welcome back to the Couchless Co-op podcast. Continuing from the last one, we're in LA now, so I split the podcast in two, and I needed to record an intro, so here we are. Uh, Thank you guys for listening so far. This will be the last episode, I think, for The Last of Us, for sure with gameplay. I'm thinking about doing like a recap episode just to go over the story a little bit, and I don't know, maybe that'd be good too to talk about the series or whatnot. I think last week's episode didn't have a artist of the week because I split it. So that's alright. This week we're continuing it with Earth Gang. Um, the LA trip's been fun so far. We've been eating all the food. I feel like I've had pizza, beer, and Mexican food for 2 weeks straight. So I feel like a water balloon right now. But yeah, I'll talk more about that on the next episode. Just about some stuff that that went down. But yeah, anyway, we've been having a good time. Thanks again for all your support. I really appreciate it. To the people that I've seen, I've missed you guys dearly. So that was good seeing y'all. Uh, you can follow us everywhere on the socials. Me, the Couchless Co-op on the socials: Twitter, Instagram. I think Facebook has something. Yeah, Twitter and Instagram are the big ones. So Couchless Co-op there. If you want to watch things live, I stream out the podcast on YouTube and Twitch. When it happens, I tweet those out. I swear, I know I'm beating a dead horse. I'll start announcing things better on Instagram since I have more people following us on there. Um, so yeah, follow the socials, subscribe to the YouTube. That would be great. I think that's kind of the biggest metrics that help us out is when you subscribe to the podcast wherever you're listening to, and YouTube and Twitch particularly. But thanks again for all the support. I really appreciate you guys. And just do me a favor. If you know people who like podcasts, or even maybe you guys know me and know the people who know me, just spread the word. Just tell them whether or not you like the podcast, or if you don't like it, just throw it on repeat in the background. But yeah, podcast is available everywhere. Spotify, Anchor, all the different podcast platforms. But yeah, thanks again, and enjoy the episode. And another jam door. Oh, glad I didn't do that and scare the shit out of me. That's what I should do. I need to think about. I've been thinking about adding more content to Instagram and social media and stuff. How this usually goes. Okay, good. Like, and like some decisions, it's and like even more just than the amount of money. Like, there's things that go into the decision making process of you and your clients and how you want to pursue things, and if you want to search certain parts of the company for parts of the credit, because some things, right, are obviously research and development. It's somebody's doing computer programming for a new program, somebody's developing a new drug, right? But it's the little nuanced things where, like in a video game, if somebody's building ads into a game, like how, like, is that actually research and development? Like, what's technical about it? And is this going to be part of the product? Does this help the game become a better product? Does this help the company? Who does this help? There's a lot of decision making things into this. And one guy, it was probably one of the most common sense things he said to me. I can't say who it was or what company it was, but he says, like, what's like how much benefit do you think you can get out of this? And this particular company, their benefit was in the millions of dollars. And the amount of benefit that that we could have added, kind of like extra clip capacity here. The listeners, I'm over here trying to upgrade some weapons again. What? Shotgun's pretty good. Not the best it could be. Don't have ammo for you. Spread better. I don't want the spread better on this little sawed-off shotgun. That's actually shown to kind of not be too good. Almost just to slow people down rather than something more drastic. Fire rate. I want something to make something strong. That's actually what I want. So I guess the best way to do that would be fire rate on this revolver. I bet you that'd help.
Well, there we go.
You're right, Joel. But so I took a look at some of the data and kind of what my thoughts on how much it could generate based off of what we had. There we are.
There you go.
Usually breaking into a door and something good. Ammo. Ooh. Got 30 more resources to upgrade something. And we got some more meds, so we can upgrade health aspects thereof. That's a good tax writing term. Thereof. Plenty of arrows. Alcohol. Let's see, what can I create? Let's see some of these resources. Another bomb. Bombs have been fun. Some Molotovs. Molotovs have also been fun. Don't have any more blades. Definitely should have made a shiv. Don't need duct tape. Duct tape! Throw back to your mom's house podcast. But yeah, so back to that guy. So I thought the added benefit would be, like, I don't know, in the $50,000 to $60,000 range.
There it is.
And when asked if he wanted to look into it, we were asking about like if we wanted to take up more of his people's time, like in interviews, because there was no sweat off our back. Like we were doing the job anyway, and we're getting paid for it. And something so simple and perfect. He said, "That's another person's salary."
Just stay put.
Not
And
going anywhere.
knowing the kind of guy he was, like it made it seem like there was going to be another person employed because of that. And so now when you think about it and you have that kind of weight on your decision making, I'm like, man, you guys need to do some more vetting for the employees you hire. Like, I look like a bear who was running the litter and also had mange. Like, you guys just said, yeah, go ahead and make $1 million decisions. Some weird gangrene. Hey, did that help? Anything? Just took a swim to see if I can find something to help Ellie get across. Somewhere. Okay, we're in the tunnel. Engines. Battery, some kind of electrical conduit.
I need to get up there.
Yeah, we do. You don't want to be stuck in this water for too long, I imagine. Zombies probably aren't the best electricians in the world. Oh, hour and 14. We've been. I've been on a little bit of a power trip recently. That's made me empathize with robocallers. That's the way I came in. No, I swam in. Get off my thumb, headphone cord. So, part of the story, I got the new Pixel 6 XL. I've always been Android. If you know me, you probably talked a little bit shit or whatever. The first time I growing up in high school and middle school, I probably had my first phone when I was in middle school, somewhere around there, because that's when me and my brother started being more out and about and walking around town. And my hometown, Santa Paula, it's probably 2.5 or 3 miles long at its widest, and so everywhere was walking distance. And that's what prompted us to get a phone. We would get, oh, shoulder, fucking hey. Started working out more because I was getting more fat than I already am. And I jumped into it a little too fast and thought I can bench 285 for a set of 5. And, well, I could, but my shoulder wasn't too happy about it. And I may have tore some cartilage in my shoulder because it feels like caca. And this is exactly what my shoulder felt like when I entered it in college. And I tore some cartilage.
Okay, there. I'm on it.
But back to the Pixel 6, Android, everybody, throwing a little bit of shade at me. And since all of our our phones were all prepaid and stuff like that, and at the time it wasn't, you jump off this alley and climb up there? Hold on. No, you can't swim. You can jump. And I still remember the first smartphone I had. It was an HTC? I believe it was an HTC. It had some weird feature on it. I think it was okay.
I ain't making that jump.
No shit, old man. And it had this strange feature. It took 3D photos. I don't think the iPhone ever added that feature, and I mean, this feature didn't last very long, regardless. It had 2 cameras on the back. Not for... Oh, no. Okay, so you can't float on there. And back. Where you at, Ellie? Dropping something? Guess we can get this out of your way. Stopping you. But this HTC had 2 cameras on the back. Oh. Would have never saw that. And it took like 3D pictures. And I don't know if any other phones could do it. There, I bet we did. Throw it in there? Nope. Climb on things. Also, nope. And this. Quickly. The only way I can describe that it was showing 3D, it must have been like maybe like a little parlor trick or something, but it seemed like there was maybe like 2 screens on top of each other that were able to put 2 images that were offset that gave it the illusion of having actual depth in the phone to create like a 3D image. It looked like those, like, remember you're in elementary school and there were always the books, you went to a library day and like everybody kind of fought for the books. It was like the Guinness Book of World Records. For me, it was these joke books. I love these joke books. It was like everything from one-liners to stories, and I would just get those and I would read the whole book. But there were these like illusion books that you opened up, and it was like the whole page was this pattern that was made of similar colors, and it was like you had to look at them at a certain distance, and kind of your eyes would focus in a weird way that you would see these 3D images pop out of the patterns. Put that back down. Go. Climbing down the ladder, not picking it up. Jump down, huh? But that's what those photos looked like on the that phone. Really. This is what we're not gonna like. There we go. That was strange. But yeah, so ever since then, that one HTC, every phone I've had has been Android, and even my work phones up until the last one, and even then, when I upgraded my work phone this last time, I went with the iPhone because it was free, and I could use my cell phone subsidy on accessories. That's why I got those big Bose headphones that I wear every once in a while. Which turned out to be great. The microphone on it's great, so I use them for my work calls too. So enough backstory on why I do Android. So the Pixel 6, and I remember having this feature too on the Pixel XL, like 6 years ago or however long it's been now. But this feature was a screen call. You had an automated Google service that you can click a button when somebody's calling you, and it will screen your call, and it had an automatic prompt that answered the phone and says something like, "Hi, the person that you have." Oh, see you, Joel. I was hoping you were jumping. Rolling down a river. I'm not so sure I was supposed to survive that. But yeah, it just essentially says something like, this person is using an automated service from Google to screen their calls. Please state your name and the reason why you're calling. I absolutely don't think I was supposed to survive that. No, I can't get up there. Can't dive down. There's nothing for me to squeeze through. Alright, whatever, I glitched. Restart. Go, sure, why not? Not too long. And
Okay.
yep,
Come on,
definitely
jump.
not supposed to survive
Sure
that.
gonna catch me?
I got you. See? You did
But,
what you needed.
Let's get the hell off this thing.
So nervous. And recently I looked at an email, and it was through one of those automated like mortgage things, like Rocket Mortgage or something like that. And it was like people in Georgia are saving so much money when they come on, Joel. Oh. That can't be good. Come on, we're sinking. No more rebar. No more rebar. Stay away from the rebar, Joel. I like how surprised she is when she's successful. For the listeners, we are in a rushing river, and we were trying to cross it, and we were walking on the side of the bus, and Ellie got across it, but Joel did not as the bus fell apart. And Joel was in a sinking bus, and now we're in under the river, and Ellie can't swim. We're being swept away, and we desperately need to find Ellie before something happens. Alright, we found her. Grab her. Get out of Dodge. Joel's gonna suffocate if he doesn't hurry. That's it. Back to this pixel. I've been getting all these calls ever since I checked out this email about financing and see how much money we could save on the house and stuff like that, which, I mean, we've only been paying the mortgage for a year and a half, so it's not too much damage done to it that refinancing would help. But I have been abusing the screen call feature on my phone.
She's not breathing. Hands in the fucking air!
Ooh. That's rude. Seems in line with what the military's been doing in this game, though.
Welcome to the Fireflies.
Oh, we found him.
Sorry about that. They didn't know who you were.
And Ellie?
She's all right.
Yeah, they could use
brought
some
her back.
common sense and not hit a guy who's trying to do resuscitate a
You
child.
came all this way. How'd you do it?
It was her.
It's like Mexico
Following
border
Ellie
police.
here.
Monsters out there.
Maybe it was meant to be.
What's the though, Joel?
I lost most of my crew crossing the country. I pretty much lost everything.
Very
And then
dramatic
you
for the
show
first
up
time
and
we meet
somehow
you.
we find you just in time to save her. Maybe it was meant to be.
Take me to her.
You don't have to worry about her anymore. We'll take care
I
of her.
worry. Just let me see her, please.
You can't. She's being prepped for surgery.
The hell you mean surgery?
The doctors tell me the cordyceps, the growth inside her, has somehow mutated. It's why she's immune. Once they remove it, they'll be able to reverse engineer a vaccine. A vaccine.
But it grows all over the brain.
It does.
Oh.
Find someone else.
There is no one else.
Listen, you were gonna show me where...
Stop. I get it. But whatever it is you think you're going through right now is nothing to what I have been through. I knew her since she was born. I promised her mother I would look after her.
Then why are you letting this happen?
Because this isn't about me, or even her. There is no other choice here.
Do we know her? Am I wrong on this?
Yeah, you keep telling yourself that bullshit.
March him out of here. He tries anything, shoot him.
I smell an escape plan.
Don't waste this gift, Joe.
Dude, I need to find out who he is. Ow. Shoulder popping again.
Get up. I said get up.
Who's the black female Firefly in the spring chapter of The Last of Us?
Come on. Move.
Marlene.
I said move.
The Fireflies?
Give me an excuse. Which way?
Commander of the Fireflies and a good friend of Ellie's mother. Arlene fought against the
Fuck you
military.
doing? Keep
Role
walking.
military within quarantine zones.
Say keep
Restore
walking.
government. Who's that?
I ain't got time for this.
We're planning an escape.
Where? Top floor, the far end.
Damn, Joel. Yeah, so I've been screening all these robocalls ever since I signed up for that mortgage thing, just to check it out. There's been, oh no, people.
What? He's dead. We got a man down. The smugglers escaped.
Locate the target and eliminate it.
Yes, sir. Search the floor. Find that smuggler and shoot him on sight.
Got him. On off.
Whoa! Holy shit!
All right, we gotta do some fancy up.
Let's do it!
Oh. Take care of that. Alright, can we sneak up on this guy's shit? Anybody else trying to fuck around and find out? So yeah, I've been screening all these robocalls left and right, man, and even some people are real, and the same number. Everybody else gave up after a while, but one. What's that, Tom? But one number keeps calling me, and now every time I hit screen call, they quickly give up. Close enough. Coming after you. Yeah, after having that a little bit of power turned me into a monster. I've been screening everything. Next thing you know, I'm gonna be screaming my grandma's calls.
Shit!
Ooh. I'm all in on that assault rifle. Finally, we get something. There's definitely a third guy running around. Ooh, sneak attack. Is he not coming down here? And he has a helmet on, so we might have to get him right in the face. Is that very ASMR? The page turning. Let's see. Okay. You got here.
Smuggler, he's in here.
Oh shit. We're gonna take the fight to these guys then. I'm tired. I'll take these two guys down and then we can search for ammo. There's another guy hiding. He's way too many walls to see. Who are we? Okay. Ooh. But a couple weeks ago, so when my grandparents were here, I think I can't remember if I talked about one of the recipes she showed us, but it was let's do this quick draw. Oh. Oh, bastard. Damn it. Didn't think that was gonna happen. Alright, cover your corners. Oh. Horse. Wow.
Alright. I guess you want to do this the hard way.
That would do. And us, they absolutely. Shotgun, really? Oh, somebody's coming. Alright, come on. Wow. Troll. Switch out to that shotgun. Oh. Come on, go check it out. Somebody. There we go.
Fan out.
There we go. Alright, now that we got those few fools taken care of. A couple weeks ago, Grandma shared a recipe with me. She made it here, and then last weekend I made it. It was like an herb cheese with mushroom and bacon tart. So it was just like the uncooked pie crust. You took two of them on the bottom and you spread some kind of not generic, just whatever herb cheese you can find at the grocery store. And you cook up some mushrooms and garlic and bacon, and you put that on top of the cheese that you spread on the pastry. And then you folded it up kind of like a pie. You put an egg wash on the outside of it, and there's got to be something I'm missing. This place is too damn big to not have supplies or collectibles. And I made it, and it is so good. But with the cheese and the bacon and the garlic and the mushrooms, and you cooked it all together in the grease, and then the egg wash on the outside and the buttery pie crust, it just heartburn central, man. And I just turned 30, and I'm finding out I am no longer Iron Man. Ironically, maybe Iron Man's the wrong superhero to use, since he did have the arc reactor. I am obsessed, by the way, with Marvel stuff, so I'm surprised I have not talked about it really at all. Anywho. Definitely something stronger now that we're done with these fools. Just, I ate half of it throughout the day, and it wasn't like a huge pie or anything. It was probably, the size of my... Yeah. The diameter was probably from the tip of my middle finger to the bottom of my palm, so... I don't know. 10 inches or something like that. And it was just so rich and fatty, and just... It was gnarly. And this week, I picked some up on a whim. I downed a bunch of iced coffee, like a pint full of coffee, of iced coffee on the way to the grocery store on Saturday. And it was on an empty stomach, so I just dropped that pint of acid down my gullet, and that would have been nice to figure out earlier. And my stomach just, it was like that sour feeling in your stomach, like you drank something way too acidic and there's nothing in there to help you out. And when my grandparents were here, me and Grandma were out at the store, Pop called us and asked us to pick up some Tums. And I remember thinking, like, oh, old man needs his antacids. And I remembered that when I was walking through the Publix, and thought, I was like, you know what? Like, there's got to be something to... Definitely a door. I just thought, man, like, there's got to be something to it, right? Like, people just don't buy these things to buy these things. Yep, I figured something didn't feel right. Ooh. Damn right, explosive. I wasn't playing games. Doing the Lord's work out here. And so I picked up a bottle of them, and My stomach still wasn't feeling good because I had a pint and a half of iced coffee sitting just brewing in my stomach, man. It was just my body was staging a coup on me. My heart, my arteries got together, and they pulled a mutiny. They pulled a mutiny and just sieged my throat. They were like, "Nah, man, you fucked up. You didn't listen. Like I'm taking you out of commission. You're not having any more coffee." And I can't over exaggerate more how fast the Tums worked.
What's going on down there?
What's going on? Rip yourself, fool. Get out here. What's going on? I am in Joel's house now. America. Alright, before we just roll up in here. Okay. We're gonna do a little exploring. Fire exit, that's good to know. Pick my nose live on the podcast. Yeah, I can't. I really couldn't exaggerate more how fast that thing worked out. Crafting speed, we don't need that. I would like some more health. I have a feeling we ain't gonna get that anytime soon. Definitely do. Alright, let's reload. I have a feeling this is pleasant. That. Reload that shotgun. That. But, yeah, and all I took was just one of them. I chewed up this freaking king-size Smartie. And it was fantastic. Like, it really wasn't, like, my stomach didn't feel sour anymore, and I felt good. And it was just one of those things where you're like, I've lived my life so long without this convenience. It's like, I wrote down here in my notes to remind me what it was. I said 30 without kids. Another one of those things where you just start buying things you don't really need, but it makes your life convenient. Like little things like that. I went ahead and filed a 10-foot USB cord under there so I can charge my phone from the couch, and buying an extra charging block so I can have one in my bedroom and my office without having to track them down all the time. But that really highlighted Tums needs a better marketing department, man. How they haven't done like a collab with saying this is a king size Smartie that's a diet king size Smartie. It just has less sugar. Sorry, the listeners were listening to a recording. That's good. Yeah, except you want to take some child's brain out of their body to do all this. Yeah. good of all mankind. Leave Ellie out of this. But I've decided I am full on ready to be a senior citizen and just carry a roll of Tums in my pocket at all times, man. Be like those old ladies with the Werther's Originals, those butterscotch things. That's sort of recording. Mm-hmm. Absolutely not. Jesus. Alright, so apparently we're gearing up something pretty gnarly. We might have to save that for another episode. Live 6 minutes? Okay. I've not yet exhausted all my options. Yeah. There you go. Definitely worth it. That. Really, I'm full of that? I guess. Headphones go. Yeah. How many shifts do I? Oh no. One of those. Out of blades. Can't do that. F. But yeah, that like these guys, Tums, are dropping the ball, man. They need to start marketing to 30-year-olds, some millennials who like to get out and be an adventurous and eat all this food. If I was in charge of marketing, man, especially like 10 years ago, I would have some Spartans out there using Tums as shields, blocking fire arrows from hitting me in the throat. Take a break. I like that. More damage instead of hitting somebody with the bottle. The Spartans, they would be blocking with their shields, yelling, "This is Cracker Barrel," or Popeyes, whatever was going to give you heartburn. For real, they're missing out on a major market. Colleen's journal. What other struggles are you going through? And speaking of marketing, they need to get with those guys who do the one chip challenge, the Packy. I don't know how to say it. Packy. I don't think it's a Spanish word. All right, what's this journal say? March 15th. This is Marlene's journal. It's the black one that we ran into earlier, who was making the call to kill a kid. March 15th, we finally crossed the Utah border. A couple of days we'll be back with the others. Today the crew was in much better spirits. I've been worried about the morale since Greg and Tanya's passing last week. It's good to hear them laughing again. Robin came up to me and said, "Thanks for watching over us, Marlene." It was a small gesture, but I needed it. March 23rd. Ellie never made it. We arrived at the hospital. There was much celebration, at least from the others, I guess. I guess they're happy to see their old friends. We haven't seen some of the guys in over 10 years. After they told me the news, I couldn't eat. I couldn't talk to anyone. Should be grateful to just be alive. But right now, I just want to shut my eyes for a bit. March 24th. They look at me, and I know what they're thinking. That we're a bunch of incompetent grunts. What was I supposed to do? Thought I was going to die. My men were being hunted by the entire Boston battalion. I had to get her out of the city. How was I supposed to know the Firefly escorts were already dead? God damn it. I panicked. In the end, I healed pretty damn quickly. And my men were more capable than I gave them credit for. More than a handful survived the army's attack. I should have kept her with me. Instead, I handed her off to a couple of smugglers. It's just been that long since I played. This was the lady at the beginning of the game who told us all about her, handed us off. Continues. I failed you, Anna. I failed all of us. I am an incompetent grunt. April 25th. I can't stand talking to any of them. I don't think I can take the stairs any longer. No way I can stay here. April 28th. One of our scouts just radioed in. He spotted an older man and a young girl entering the tunnel by the bus terminal. He thinks she might have had red hair, but he's not sure. What if it's her? Stop doing this, Marlene. The recon squad is about to head out. I'm going to join them. April 28th. When you're lost in the darkness, look for the light. It's alive. They're running the test on her now. I can't tell if I'm excited, scared, or just nervous. All I know is my hands won't stop shaking. Guess that's where we find ourselves now. Yeah, speaking of marketing, those Packy One Chip guys, they freaking nailed it. Like they created one chip and were able to find a way to sell them individually. It's a surgery award. Must be where Ellie is. But yeah, that's wild. Like, I mean, the packaging is more robust and stuff like that. I get it. But I guess all you gotta do is label a challenge on it, right? Like, everybody's doing it now on TikTok and Instagram, the Ice Bug Challenge when it first started.
Yeah, that's it. I'm coming, Ellie.
Alright, dude, well, you need to move, because people are squaring up. Take out this guy. Shot, yeah.
Over there! I saw something!
Yeah, you did.
Fuck.
Two. Else. Next thing I wanted to talk about was about the Artist of the Week. And I do need to focus. Oh. Got him. Oh. There we go, got another one. Yes. Still 3 guys. Okay. Oh, am I though? At the same time, I can thank God for thumbs. Starface, I actually got turned on to them. I heard some of their stuff when I was in college, by way of MF Doom. Oh, way too many people. Shit. There we go. There's gotta be somebody hiding. Down there. Pick it up. Here I am. One, two. I got turned on to Starface by MF Doom, just him having some collaborations and seeing him appear on some songs, or maybe it was the Spotify suggested. And then later, he was mentioned on Tom Segura's podcast. And so that was probably like 5 years ago or something like that.
Pay for that.
Sure you, I'm not. Still go. Sus. Alright. There. There. Jesus, nobody. At least they took her into pediatrics. Reload that. I think I'm okay on health now. Before I walk in here, I just wanted to make sure I got the names down right. So Starface is a hip-hop supergroup with 7L, Esoteric, and Inspector Deck from Wu-Tang. And so a lot of their stuff, they do a shit ton of collaborations. Go ahead, Joe. Make the noise. Let them know where you are. And there's a shit ton of collaborations, but what I really like about them is that their subject material is not like standard to what's in rap. Their sound is very different. They stuck to kind of a big theme. They say that Starface and MF Doom are here to save rap, and it's very much stylized in the 80s and 90s type rap. Plus, it doesn't know. Where it's like strictly hip hop, and you could tell like the recording styles and the music that they use, the samples that they use, a lot of the art. How's it going, Boo? You're tired? Are you going to bed? Napping new. You want me to wake you up at a certain time? Midnight, she says. But so yeah, like if you struggle with listening to like the new hip hop and rap that's coming out, like I do, like a lot of the younger folk, it's hard. It takes a while for me to like it and get used to. Even like people like Travis Scott and stuff like that. Like it's obviously like far of an offshoot from the 80s and 90s hip hop, where you're looking at like Wu-Tang Clan and Inspector Deck and their catalog independently.
What are you doing in here? I won't let you take her. This is our future. Think of all the lives we'll... Don't come any closer. I mean it.
You're making me do it, aren't you? No.
You fucking animal!
Charlie, shut the hell up.
Right, man. Keep on low. Saving Ellie here.
Come on,
But it's super cool. Like their references, and they really go to superheroes, and like all their artwork is, it looks like it's out of like old school comic books, like the Jack Kirby's of their era.
I'm getting you out of here, girl.
Yeah, we are.
I got you. I got you.
Zigzag, zigzag, zigzag.
Tell me which way.
Uh-oh. See ya. Nah, I don't.
We're okay.
Yeah, we are. Get to that elevator, Joel. Ah. Nope, get out of the light.
Get back!
I said get out of the light.
Stop!
But their music is really cool, like with their storytelling and stuff like that, and some of the storylines within a whole album is very much like superhero-esque, and the Marvels and the DCs of their time. And what's that? The game. And it makes it for,
You can't save her.
yeah, we are Marlene.
Even if you get her out of here, then what? How long
she
before
wakes
she's
up.
torn to pieces by a pack of clickers?
It won't be.
That is, if she hasn't been raped and murdered first.
Also won't be.
It ain't for you to decide.
It's what she'd want.
Who's she? Ellie? I don't think so.
You know it.
Not. You haven't spent time with her. No, to 13-year once.
You can still do the right thing here. She
You have
won't
to give her the
feel
choice. I'm sorry, man. I can't tell if the mic's muted. It's working, though. It says it's coming through. It must be my internet connection. I need to figure that out. See if this does anything. How about that if you're still there? Did muting and unmuting
Take it
work?
easy. Drugs are still wearing off.
What happened?
We found the Fireflies. Turns out there's a whole lot more like you, Ellie. People that are immune. There's dozens, actually. Ain't done them a damn bit of good, neither. They've actually...
Oh,
They've stopped looking for a cure. I'm taking us home. I'm sorry.
Wait! Let me go. Please.
You just come after her.
oh.
Well,
Spreading?
Looks like we're walking. straight shot through here.
All right.
But so to return to Zarvase, it was
Yeah.
all the comic book references, the storytelling through the albums.
Now watch your head going through.
It's just great. And my favorite album so far that it was actually a whole collab album with Sarface and MF Doom. It was neat. Like one of the
Don't think I ever told you, but Sarah and I used to take hikes like this.
intermission
I think
tracks is a conversation between the character of Sarface that's supposed to represent the trio,
I know she'd have liked it.
and
But I would have.
MF Doom was Sarface saying that every hero needs a villain, and that MF Doom was the villain.
But down there.
And I wrote it down somewhere here. One of the quotes in a song on that album. The album was I had to write that down somewhere.
There, I got you. In your hand.
The album was called Sarface Meets Metal Face, and that's MF Doom.
Hey, wait.
And before I read off one of the quotes, we'll hear what Ellie has to say. That she knows the truth. Come on.
Back in Boston,
She doesn't know the truth.
back when I was bitten, I wasn't alone. My best friend was there. And she got bit too. We didn't know what to do. So, she says, let's just wait it out. You know, we can be all poetic and just lose our minds together. I'm still waiting for my turn.
Ellie.
Her name was Riley, and she was the first to die. And then it was Tess. And then Sam.
None of that is on you.
You don't understand.
I struggled for a long time with surviving. And
Alright, well, you just let him in or what?
no matter what, you keep finding something to fight for. Now, I know that's not what you want to hear right now.
Swear
but
to
it's-
me.
Or what?
Swear to me that everything that you've said about the Fireflies is true.
What do you say?
I swear.
Okay?
Joel. Wow, what a way to end that game. Fuck, I'm about that. Alright, before we talk about that, I'm gonna finish up what I had to say about Sarface. So the collab album, if you wanted to check it out, was MF Doom. Sorry, Sarface Meets Metal Face. The songs I'm going to add to the playlist are called Phantoms, Nightcrawler, and Bomb Throne. Just to give you a sense for like the quirkiness of the lyrics and stuff like that, I picked up this quick line in the song Phantoms. I was listening to it one night while I was working super late, and for some reason, it just perked me up as something very different. And I think it was Mike Open Eagle was featuring on the song, and it was his verse. He says, I fought a ghost in my apartment. He had too many hit points. He bested me and told me I should have invested in Bitcoin. And for some reason, that just perked me up and took me out of my workflow. And I had to get that lyric down exactly and see what it was, because, man, that just made me laugh, and I loved it. But, yeah, to the end of this game, let's turn this down because that is coming in hot. Sorry, maybe I need to check out what's going on here on the mobile dashboard, because Alex over there is letting me know I'm on mute, but nothing's showing up as mute. No, it's just the stream manager, though. It's not what. Come on, phone. Do your jab. Huh. Sorry, Alex. Not sure if you can still hear me or not, but it was coming through my phone. But yeah, this game was good. I was surprised. I wish I. I think what I'm gonna do going forward is I'll do the second playthrough of the games on the podcast, just because I feel like the second playthrough I have the controls down a little bit more. I remember things. I remember more of the story. It's easier for me to talk and catch y'all up on the story. And also talk about the nuances. Like God of War, I really do. I spent a lot of time playing it and exploring and paying attention to the story, and I already had like a base knowledge of Norse mythology, so that was kind of neat, and I liked that. So I think the takeaway from this game, from the podcasting perspective, is to play the game first. So we'll get through God of War, and there's a couple games I'm thinking, but I'm thinking Spider-Man. I played that one. That might have been the first game I played on the PlayStation 5. It was either that or God of War, but I think it was Spider-Man. Yeah, man, I swear, I don't know how they're going to start this next Last of Us 2. I don't know when I'm going to get around to playing it. Maybe that'll be next Halloween. But, and I'll actually make effort to get that one all done during the month of October. I really liked it. It was an interesting take on it, and it seemed like a novel storyline. Of course, I don't read much. I just started reading recently. I'm reading Steve Martin's autobiography to help inspire me a little bit to get up on stage and do the stand-up thing, and also try to learn from other people, the people who came before us. The whole story of it being a fungal infection, like I first saw it in that Adam Driver and Bill Murray zombie movie that that 32 people saw in the country, and I thought that was like a neat take when I first saw it, and then that movie came out far after The Last of Us came out, and for the storyline to be that somebody's immune to this thing, and the way that they would have to cure it was to kill them, and they happen to be a child, was awesome. You're already invested in them, and now at the end of the game, Joel has finally accepted that he's attached to Ellie, and maybe that's related to his daughter who was killed or whatnot. There's another story, but I mean, it makes me excited for the series that's going to come out on HBO, and it makes me excited that there's a whole nother game that I need to play. Joel betraying Ellie. Thanks for the follow, man. And to watch that lie unfold into Ellie is going to be wild, because she is the freaking spicy little girl who's gonna, I don't know, like, part of me sees it as perfectly feasible that the game's gonna open up and Ellie's gonna choke him out or whatever. It's gonna be fantastic. Excited for that. Excited for the HBO series that's coming out. Next podcast, when that comes out, I think I'm going to release this one. If you're watching it or you ever watch it on Twitch, you do get a sneak peek Like the last Twitch stream I did, I'm gonna release that podcast probably tomorrow sometime, either tomorrow or Wednesday, after I fucked up and I didn't record it. So I downloaded the stream, and I'm gonna have to use the audio off that, which sucks, but it is what it is. So if you're watching this, this will be the one that comes out next week, the week of the 6th, week of the 11th, maybe. More. Like week of the 12th. I want to bank a couple of them too, because during the holidays I'm going to be in LA doing my thing there for 2 weeks, and then when we get back here, Amber's mom's flying back with us, and she's going to stay with us for a week, so we're going to have her here and love her to death, but like stick her nose in everybody's business. So I have a feeling if I tried doing a podcast while she was here, it would be a conversation between me and her, which wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. Nancy's great at talking, and me and her actually get along, and she has some good stories, and I can talk to people too well, so that might be interesting. Maybe I can get her to tell us about her time in San Francisco with the marijuana greens. But yeah, that was The Last of Us. Do we get a sneak peek? Is this a Marvel? Do we get a post credits? Additional credits? How dare you? Okay. I don't think that knife was there before. Dang, put me on blast already. Tell me that I'm playing the game on easy mode. Thanks, Last of Us. But yeah, it's late here, East Coast, so I'm gonna watch an episode of Cowboy Bebop and start heading to bed. Cowboy Bebop's been fucking fantastic, by the way. I wasn't crazy into all the animes when I was a kid. The extent of my anime went with like Dragon Ball Z, Full Metal Alchemist, other stuff that was on Adult Swim that didn't come on at 2 o'clock in the morning. But my cousin was really into Cowboy Bebop, and he loved it, and I watched the first episode, and I really liked it, and I have a problem with committing to things as far as streaming goes. So what drew me back in was while I was working, I listened to Bobby Lee's podcast Tiger Belly, and they had John Cho on as the guest, and he's the main protagonist of the story. Might be two main protagonists, but he's the Asian protagonist. You know, he was also in Harold and Kumar, and a number of things. I think he was he in Horrible Bosses? Am I thinking of the wrong guy? He might have been in Horrible Bosses. Could be way wrong on that. Does an excellent job. Like the only way I can describe that show is it's like a space western. It's like a space bounty hunter, space western bounty hunter that isn't explicitly like western in space. Like there's all these other technology issues and these like a terrorist organization that's supposed to be eco, and yeah, it's just fantastic. I haven't found like an overarching like huge storyline in it, which is kind of nice, right? Like every episode you watch has its own independent storyline, and you just kind of dive deeper into the characters. And so far, the overarching storyline that I can see is one of the characters used to be a cop in a previous life and now found his way into bounty hunting, and it's kind of like a redemption story through him, where he wasn't directly involved, but he was impacted by a dirty cop that put him in prison for a while, and he got out, and now he's trying to it's his life as a bounty hunter, but also has subplots about redemption, trying to get back in his daughter's life, as well as dealing with the whole dirty cop business of trying to figure that out, as well as the main protagonist played by John Cho, Spike, having this tumultuous relationship with his brother, where his brother is with his ex, whom he can't be with no longer because he was presumed dead, and there's a drug trade involved with that storyline as well, and him trying to, I wouldn't even say thwart it. He collects bounties and somehow it gets intertwined with his brother who runs part of this drug trafficking hustle. Yeah, if you need something to watch and you don't want to get too committed to something, it's really neat. Music's great. Music's like this, sometimes jazzy, sometimes outlaw western type stuff, and it is just dope to watch. So you could jump in and catch episodes that are almost standalone storylines themselves, but you don't get introduced to the characters like you did in the first episode. But yeah, and on that, since we completed the game, I think I'm going to sign off. Thanks, everybody. Thanks to the guys who joined the stream. Really appreciate you guys on here. We we hit a new high stream count of 2. Just kidding. I think that ties for the highest. So yeah, if you made it this far, like and subscribe everywhere we're at. Couchless CoOp on Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, existing Facebook page that gets no love, and yeah, my personal socials don't matter. Follow the podcast page. That's what I really want to focus on. I need to find a better way to sign off. And I don't know, see you on the couch next time? Yeah, see you on the couch.